Now, human hands or sort of tactile imagery can really be a great way to make your videos more professional and more engaging. This is the sort of thing that pros use all the time. We're taught this in cinematograph or radio, television, and film classes. And so let me just kind of go over the advantages of this. But first, I'll talk about the fact that, inside of Kinetic Text Animator for Kinetic Text Animator members, you'll find this in the bonus area, and also on our Facebook. It's Animation Creators Club on Facebook. You'll find a link for that here. Just look for an image that has kind of all these together. Human, it's going to be hand and tactile. So imagery. So this is a 25 image bonus, and it's a part of a chunk of a larger collection that I have that's coming in an upcoming course called Video Like a Pro Human Elements Kit. So this is, so let me just talk about how you really want to use these. Now, there's sort of two advantages to hand imagery inside of videos. One is to leverage the tactile, the subconscious, and because we all know what it feels like to, hold a cat or a kitten, so with the furry kind of thing. Keys on a keyboard. Let's see, we have liquid, human touch, which is sort of a separate thing. We'll go back to that. And shells or sand, heat, and that kind of thing. So when we see that, it sort of engages part of our brain. It almost makes it more dimensional, because we aren't just seeing something, just imagery, but we can tend to feel it as well. Not everyone, but a lot of people do. We know what it feels like to have heat, even if we don't it doesn't fully evoke a memory. It still has a little bit more dimension than just raw imagery. And so it's a great way. Now, another thing that this kind of imagery does is if you just hold your hand out in front of you, this is the sort of thing that you see. And so when we see images like this inside a video or designs, it sort of brings us into it because we feel like it's our hand. Now, of course, that's not the case if it's not the same skin tone, but it still sort of has that feeling of making the box bigger. The world of the video expands beyond just the frame. And so it shifts the perspective and just makes it just more interesting. There's an implied world out there that's created by the hand coming from off the stage, whether we kind of feel like it could be our hand or whether it's just the implied expansion of the frame. It still does. It shifts the perspective and creates interest. And so that's the sort of that we want to use it because of that. Now, I'm going to show you an example that I did here with the video. And so here's a video. Let me just kind of go to the beginning of it here. Like I started it off, for example, using leading, where I've got a character or a human, looking at the eyes, the text that I wanted to look at. Or next I used this is metaphor, visual metaphors. So that again, that's engaging. And then finally, I've got some images over here that have human emotion, so that people can relate. People relate with frustration, and they, or something like that. And so it has both the kind of the element of comedy, but also the human emotion of like, what? So, we all kind of, so I'm doing that throughout this video, but at some point I'm like, okay, I got to break it up. So when I'm about, a minute and 30, there's a series of points where I'm trying to kind of like, at this point, I needed to come back to an image to re-engage you. Same thing here, and, and so forth. So at some point, particularly right after this, I had a bunch of images before with human, interest. And so what I needed to do is shift the perspective to maintain interest. And so here I'm doing both sort of the tactile and the image. So that could be, if I held my hand out like that with a notebook, it really could be my hand. Same with this one, so it has that sort of, engages, but it also has the advantage of being really versatile. I can put anything I want on this notepad or anything I want in this kind of box area here. And I don't have to worry about matching the theme of the image. So for example, this beautiful lady is running from something, and so I wouldn't want to have something that didn't match kind of the theme or what's going on in that in that, image, but right here I don't have to worry about that. I can put whatever I want. And so it makes it really versatile and fast and easy. If you look here in my video here, I've got about, I basically covered about 12 or, I don't know, approximately 10 seconds, let's say that. So I was able to do, since I used Kinetic Text Animator for this, I was able to do it extremely fast and move on. So it also has the advantage of being killing a bunch of birds with one stone. I've shifted the perspective, I've created the tactile kind of deal, and I've been able to do something really fast and easy that allows me to get the video done all that faster. So that's the sort of thing that you want to leverage whenever you can. It's a very professional technique. You'll find if you watch commercials and videos and that kind of thing, you'll see that really feel like they're professional. You'll probably see this kind of imagery in them because it's something that we're all taught. And so it's a great way for you to make your videos more professional and, again, create dimension and draw people in all the more. So take advantage of these. Again, this is the free bonus is going to be available to you, Kinetic Text Animator users and members of the Facebook the Animation Creators Club on Facebook. And this larger collection will be released in the upcoming Video Like a Pro Human Elements Kit. So thanks a lot for checking this out.